Let's learn today, it's Bridge Made Simple.
Review. Since you're all here, you're all either interested in 2over1 or hoping to refresh 2over1 or hoping to learn 2over1. But if you're on the fence, or if you know other people who are on the fence who you're trying to convince to learn 2over1, it has a bunch of really distinct advantages over standard American. The first advantage is that it's pretty easy to learn. I know, even though I can't see our audience, I know a lot of us are getting on in years, 70, 80, and you say, well, why am I learning something new when you're 70 or 80? You're set in your ways. But really, learning 2over1 will make life so much easier. It's a simple system to learn. We're going to see that we're going to sort of dive in feet first because it's very simple, straightforward. The reason it's so simple and straightforward is that it's a natural system. In other words, our bids mean what they sound like. Okay, that's a very important part of 2over1. It's really a very similar system to standard if you've been playing standard. I know some players are probably newer, so you might not have learned any of this, which is great. But if you've been playing standard and you're converting, you're going to see that it's very similar in how it's structured. It's just a little bit of tweaks here and there to make things easier. What does it make easier? Game and slam bidding. When you're playing standard American, if you play standard American, it's very hard to know when you're forced. Spade, two club. Is two no trump forcing? Can people still bid? Maybe. Is three hearts now forcing? You get very concerned. Like I said, we're trying to de-stress. So in standard American, when I play that, I'm always stressed that my partner is going to pass. The great advantage of 2over1 is that you are no longer worried about whether your partner is going to pass. You know exactly where you stand. That's really helpful. Lastly, it's the most common system nowadays. Most people learn 2over1 sort of straight out of beginner classes. And the reason for that is that it's simpler and better. So that makes life easy for teachers. We like to teach things that are simpler and better. I'll tell you a little secret though. I mentioned some of our older attendees. If you and your partner have been playing for 20 years and you know exactly what every bid means, then you don't need to learn a different system. You have a great understanding. As long as you don't ever want to play with anyone else, that's fine. You can play whatever you'd like with a partner who's going to understand how you think and how you think about forcing bids and non-forcing bids. If, however, you don't have a steady partner, or you have steady partners who like to play 2over1, or you want to find more partners, learning 2over1 is going to be a big advantage because it's what most people play. So it'll allow you to play with a lot of different players without having to discuss a whole system.